Howdy everyone, Icy Mike here, and welcome to Editing with Icy. Now, I was going to edit something for you guys and just kind of make a quick video for you guys, but then I thought, why not show you guys the process of me editing the short video, just so you guys can see, well, how simple it is and how, how my kind of process goes. So I use DaVinci Resolve, you can see it up at the top left here, and that's what I use for my editing program. And, yeah, so let's... Oh, I actually made a mistake. Hang on. So what I'm doing right now is... In this video here, for some reason, whenever you record in OBS, it actually, desyncs the audio with the visual. So if you do a couple claps, you can easily kind of link it back together. I did not do that in my other video, so that's going to be a bit of a pain. But I know about how much delay there is, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I have my OBS Studios up here. You can actually see my little OBS Studios here. I'm going to go to Files. I'm going to go to Show Recordings, and this will bring you to whatever folder you have your recordings in. And I have it in my RAW folder. So we're going to go ahead and port that in. Go ahead and change it to the format that I currently have on the video itself. So there we go. So that's how you import a video into OBS. You simply click on it, drag it into the folder. You can also go up here and do import a file and import media, or what have you, or import project, or what have you. Import to your timeline as well. But then basically, if you want to actually bring it down to your editing timeline, you can just bloop and bloop. I always record with an extra layer of audio because for some reason I can't get rid of it properly. So you guys can probably tell me how to properly get rid of it, and then I'll know. But right there we have both the game audio and my audio. We have my audio and then we have the game audio. We only need the game's audio, so we're going to go ahead and delete that with a quick backspace. Actually, we only need my audio and the game audio. We don't need a double track, because if you double track, actually, I'll show you that real quick here. Listen up. Howdy everyone, Icy Mike here, and welcome to I Wish I Were the Moon. It does like a really weird, a double echo thing, okay? So we're going to go ahead and backspace there. We're going to slide that up. We're going to slide that up. Now then, as we make this larger, you guys are going to see... Howdy everyone, Icy Mike here. That my words aren't quite matching up. Aren't quite matching up. They're close, but they're not quite there. And I know this is going to be an odd experience for you guys, and this is an odd experience for me. This was literally just me thinking of something and coming up with something for you guys. But, I know a lot of people were kind of curious about editing and stuff at home, so I wanted to show you. That's not really that difficult of a thing, not that big, not that monstrous of a thing, and you can do it pretty easily. Everyone, Icy Mike, I'm Seattle. So as far as the audio goes, trying to link it up, it's usually for a game like this about 9 frames off. So I'm going to slide this over, and you can see how it's telling you how many frames different. These clips are linked together, so it's telling me how many frames difference there is. If they're not linked together and you want to do the same thing, you can always click on unlink your clips. Go down here. I usually zoom in. If you hold the pause button while you click over to the right, it'll actually skip frame. It'll go frame by frame, as you can see by these little markers. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to slide this over to where it's 9 frames away. And now it should, and I stress should, this isn't an exact science. And for pretty much each video, it's slightly different. So usually if you do the clap method, you can link them up a little bit more easily. But let's see here. Howdy everyone, Icy Mike here. I'm Seattle. Hang on, load, come on. Howdy everyone, Icy Mike here, and welcome to I Wish I Were the Moon. This is another game off of Kongregate for you guys. So that's pretty close. That's as close as I usually get it. I might even zoom in on that while my guy's talking. I don't know. You tell me if I zoomed in or not. But I'm going to show you guys, obviously, how to zoom in, how to edit. So obviously I have... Now, and then from here, honestly, it's just kind of skimming through my own video and seeing where the breaks and stuff like that are. The first one being, obviously, you want to do your little cut at the beginning, so that way it all starts at one time. This tool here is like the little cut tool I use, and again, DaVinci Resolve is free. That's the one I recommend to you guys because it's pretty simple to use. I cut all 3 of those, as you can see. It's cut along that line. I press Control and then backspace, and that deletes all of them. I'll hit Control A to select all of them and slide them all. Oops, no, move that. Slide that all the way back to the beginning. I know I'm moving a little bit fast, guys, but it's all pretty simple stuff. And if you want like a slower tutorial, you can go and look them up. I just wanted to show you how quick I can edit shit. Not necessarily how quick I can edit shit, but like how easy it actually is to edit things, because I know that's what stops a lot of people from making videos. They're like, oh, you know, editing's such a daunting task. It's not too daunting of a task, especially if you find a style or you kind of learn a few tricks and stuff. You just kind of you learn it as you go. So right now this little slider is like a fade in, fade out slider. So if you slide in a lot of my videos, I start in with a little fade in. So I'll slide this 6 frames.
How do you go?
See how it's just a nice fade in up here. I might even do it a little longer. And then obviously I'm a little out here, so I'm gonna fade in my audio as well.
Hi everyone, Icy Mike here, and welcome to I Wish I Were the Moon.
This is just a little fade in. It's supposed to be another quick one, but apparently it has multiple endings. I'm supposed to find all the endings, and this is how it starts. And sometimes literally all you have to do is sit there and like rewatch your stuff. Like if you're a editor, rewatching it 1,000 times is pretty much. Ooh, shiza! Sorry, my chair gave out on me. You're pretty much rewatching. You're gonna end up rewatching.
Like, there was no opening menu.
Your stuff here. So let's see here. So we look.
Oh,
basically look to see what we can do.
Oh, but now he's sad and she's. Oh.
So now there's this. Obviously, I'm playing the game. I remember this part quite adequately, and I remember this was a sad part, and I felt bad because they were both sad. So I'm actually going to just boop, and you can individually cut each one of these. But when you do, let's see here. I want to cut right there because that's when. Let's see here. Scooch some frames forward, which I said how to do earlier. There's a little bit of shock on Icy's face.
Oh, but now
But now he's sad, so we're going to do zoom. So if you guys can't see that, hang on. Cute. So right over here, wait, no. Here, yes, here. Here is your little editing sliders and stuff that I use the most often. I'll move myself down here. Oh, it's just above me. And then I'll move. Oh, no, because that's not a good spot. Okay, so you guys don't need to know necessarily how to manage this stuff up here, because I've already shown you. You just click and drag. And this is where you keep all of your media for the particular file. This is showing the original, and this is showing what's on your timeline. If you have multiple items here, it'll show the multiple items. Really simple. But now we're going to do in this little... We're going to be messing with this panel here. So, let me cut a segment.
And she's sad. Oh no.
Okay, so this is the magic behind.
Now he's sad, and she's.
All right, so we got these two separate. We got this little separate clip here. Now, whenever I mess with these dials, it'll do different things. You can use the transform tool, but this is how I normally do it. This allows you to zoom in on the x-axis, zoom in on the y-axis, and change the position. So I'm going to be changing the position. We're going to scroll this down. Scroll this down. Scroll this down. There we go. There we go. And now it's like a little, aw, now he's, hang on, let's do a he's sad. So we're going to zoom in on just him. Just him. There we go. Now he's sad. And then...
And she's...
And then we're gonna go back to the beginning of this. This right here will save your transformation. So I want to save that transformation there. And then I want to end that transformation there. I want to skip 2 frames. And then immediately go into this. Oh, let me Z that. This transition. Because we're going to go from he's sad. Oh, now she's sad. And then just aw. So let's see how that looks.
Oh, but now he kind of.
Oh. You can also take, and if you hover in between these two, you can lengthen or shorten the span in this. So I'm going to shorten it a bit so it lines up better with the audio.
But now he's sad, and she's sad. Oh no.
You see? And you can adjust it a little bit on the back end, and as you're adjusting, you'll see up in the viewer, it'll show you what's happening to the left of your slider and what's happening to the right of your slider. So that way you guys get a general idea. So let's see if I time that up better. And I'll do... Nope. But now...
But
now he's sad. And she's sad.
Oh no.
So
that was not... Oh no. Love lost. 7 missing endings.
So you see, real simple trick. Makes it a little funnier for you guys because you're like, oh, and then now she's sad.
Oh no, that was not. Oh no, he's sad and she's sad. That's sad.
And again, it's not necessarily a difficult process. It's a tedious process. It's a process you have to take your time and really kind of go through, and that's what makes it so difficult. Because like, even if I was off by a couple frames here, it wouldn't hit the same bit. So like, I would have to change my transformations just a little bit. And trust me, there's probably much easier ways and much faster ways to do the stuff I'm doing. This is just the way I've figured out how to do it, and I wanted you guys to maybe get some understanding on what it looks like when you're editing stuff. So for the rest of the video, for most of it,
okay,
just me trying, because this game, as you guys saw, had multiple endings, so I'm just trying to figure out how to do the multiple endings. Now here's where Icy starts to panic, because I actually end up killing both of them, and it looks like they're drowning. Oh god. Oh god. Icy did a bigger oops. Icy did a bigger oops. And it looks like they're drowning. Oh god. Now we're going to do a classic zoom in on Icy's face, because he's panicking up top there. So let's see here. Zoom in, just as I said before. Mind you, when you're zooming in like this, it is, spreading out the pixels more, so it doesn't always look great. So you kind of have to, like, if I had a better webcam and stuff like that, or I had a better camera in general, it wouldn't look too bad when I'm zooming in. Especially like if I were to like mega zoom in and be like super close to me. You can see all the little granules. You can see just how fuzzy my beard looks. All that good stuff. So you don't always want to do that. Let's Control Z that to go back. Control Z doesn't work in this program. It just resets whatever you last did, of course. So let's see here. Oh god. Oh no. Oh, bad timing, because I say oh god and you'd think it would zoom in on oh god. So it's there. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I'm gonna do another oh god. So we're gonna start the transformation. These buttons right here, like I said, save your transformation. So you don't always have to press them, but if you want to do multiple transitions in one cut of video, that's what you have to do. So then we're gonna press that one. Then we're gonna do 2 frames later. Zoom in on me just a little bit more. You can really see the panic in my eyes, so that's good. So just, oh god. Icy did a bigger Icy did a bigger, and then I want to cut down to these guys right here. Bigger oops. There we go. And then we'll cut back to them sinking. So we go here, and always make sure you click off your cut tool, because if you click off your cut tool and you're trying to like look at this part of the video, you'll end up just slicing it all to hell. Which is something I've done before. And let's see here. And now we go to this one. We're going to click on that. We're going to zoom back in on their dying faces. There we go. There we go. There's that. Not that close. There we go. And since I'm only doing one edit in this whole hunk of video here, I don't have to worry about saving my transitions or anything. So I didn't do that, obviously. So just, oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Icy did a bigger oops. Swoot or get Icy did a bigger oops or get did a bigger oops. Icy did a bigger oops. Swoot or get swoot or get. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Icy did a bigger oops. Icy did a bigger oops. Yes. Perfect. That's it. I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that little bit of editing. Let me see here. Is there any parts? And again, I'm editing this. This is me actually editing this video. So you guys will actually see this video, and then you'll see me editing this video. And so it'll be a fun 1-2 experience for you guys.
If I can't have you ending, that's so dumb. Obviously there's got to be an ending with this goal. Okay, obviously there's got to be an ending with this goal here. Okay, obviously there's got to be an ending with this goal here.
Alright, so for the goal here, right when I say goal here, I want to zoom in on the goal, and I want to add a honk noise. So for this goose here, I want to pull up, actually it's a goal, but basically I want to zoom in on it, I want to go honk, and so we're going to do that. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to, I like to use, there's like a sound buttons. It's called Sound Effects Soundboard. And it's my instance or something like that. Yeah, myinstance.com, and there's like a soundboard, so you can come up with all different sounds to use. So I'm going to just type in honk, and I can even show you guys. I just typed in honk here. Obviously, there's all those ads. Just ignore those. That'll do. The goose honk. The classic goose honk. That's perfect. Download the MP3. Give me just 1 second here as that's downloading. So now, as you can see here, we've got my downloads and we got honk sound. So we're just going to click that and we're going to put that there. And you see now it's that honk sound that we want. So we're going to put that down there. So we just added another audio track. Hurry, look, goal here, look, go. So we get an ending with this. So first we got to do this part here where we zoom in on the goal, which you guys have already seen. We're going to say this goal. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Goal here. Goal here. So kind of like that actually, without zooming in. Just here. So her. We can move that back a couple frames though. So right as I click, I want to get it right as I click on it, which was there. So let's move that honk there. So doesn't actually make that sound in game, but you guys would never know. So you guys would never know. That's the power of editing. You would never know that that goal doesn't make that noise when you click on it. And I'm not going to worry about zooming in on it or anything like that. Okay, so maybe... Now then, there's a little bit of ambiance to this game. And you can see right here, this is obviously my voice track. This is the game audio track. The game audio is not quite coming through clear, so let's go ahead and move that up just a little bit. Maybe there's... Ooh, that's too much ambiance. Hang on. Okay, obviously there's got to be an ending with this goal here. So I just turned it up just a wee bit so that maybe you guys could hear the water and stuff just a little bit better. I like to have my volume on max, so that way I know at maximum volume what you're going to hear, and then I kind of back it off a little bit from there. So obviously I know that I'm not too loud. Okay, obviously there's got to be... And if I was too loud, I could just turn down this dialer. Ending with this... And then it would be quieter at max volume, but we don't want to do that because at max volume, if it blows out their eardrums, that's fine. They can turn it down. But if at max volume they can barely hear it, they can't turn it up anymore. So goal here. So that's that. I just wanted to show you guys how to use multiple stuff there. And let's see here. Now that's me. This is me just kind of trying to figure out some of the endings. So like right here, goal here. So if I'm just kind of clicking around and nothing's really happening for a section... Okay, so that was the same ending. Okay, so maybe there's... Star. Okay. Hang on. It doesn't... That's okay. That's me just stumbling around. It's okay to have a little stumbling around, especially in a video like this. So I can move certain things around in this game. Okay. Sorry, a lot of this is just you rewatching your footage. But let me get to a part that I know I'm going to be editing out, which is pretty much this whole, you see this section where I'm pretty much just quiet? It's because I couldn't figure out what the hell to do. So we are going to scroll over here real quick. Oh. Without having them grab the moon. What about that? So that doesn't work. I wonder if I have to, like, combine most of the endings or something? You know? It's not an ending, but I broke the game because the moon went away, and now I... Alright, so from here to here, there's pretty much nothing but dead air because I'm having a hard time figuring out. Grab the moon. Like, what about that? Okay, so I literally just talked about getting an ending where I was trying to get them to grab the moon without I wanted them to ride the seagull without riding the moon. So it's actually perfect because right here I do just that. It takes me a while to figure out how to do that, but I did just that. So if I start here, I can actually, we're going to edit this real quick, and I wanted to show you guys how to do a video transition. So you can take out this hunk of video like we showed here. And if I click here, here, and then here, this gets all 3 tracks. If I press backspace, it'll do this, and it'll just have an open space here, and then I'll have to move these back over. But a quicker way of doing it when you want to make sure you delete everything here is I actually press the delete button, and it'll slide it over for me, you see. So it actually helps me, saves me a little bit of time. So we go from having them grab the moon. Like, what about that? Now you see that immediate shift there? That can be not necessarily jarring, but it doesn't always flow give a nice flow to the narrative. So I like to go to video transitions. We're gonna go with, I use the cross the dissolve the most. That's why it's favorited, because that gives this nice transition where it just kind of fades out and then fades into the next one. It's just a little less jarring. Let me cut out a little bit more of this video here real quick though. Because I want it to be closer to the audio, because I don't like to have a whole lot of dead air unless something's going on or I'm making a joke with the dead air. So there's that. Let's do it. You can always control Z though. Oopsie doops. Deleted like the whole shebang. This to this to this to this to this to this to this. There we go. And delete. There we go. And we're gonna hit there. It's not an ending, but I broke the game. Okay, so that's perfect. So I talk about, what about that? And we give it that nice transition. It's not an ending, but I broke the game because the moon went away. And now I can't seem to get any ending other than the tragedy ending. Only missing one, but of course it's always the last one that's the... Oh, right. Oh. Okay, so then obviously we want... Artist. Only missing one, but of course it's always the last one that's the hardest. And we're going to edit out this little bit of dead air as well, because it just kind of drags. And we're going to go to where Icy realizes what he's supposed to do while clicking around. So we're going to go there, to that, delete that. And again, this is one of my more simple videos, so that's why I wanted to show you guys just a more simple video and what I do for more simple videos. Just because videos like... I'll pull it up for you guys just so you can see. Like, I won't edit it down for you, but you guys, just so you guys can see how much work goes into it. So not only did I do all of this here, so we'll do that. Oh, right. Now I'm just fast forwarding it to make sure there's nothing else I'm missing. All right, well. Now then, there's one editing thing that I did not mention to you guys that is actually really, really important. Saving. I haven't saved this entire time. So if my editing software crashed, which has happened, and it's even happened while I was saving before. So you always want to make sure you save. So this is, the name of this one is actually, I want to be your moon. So that's saved. I have a dedicated folder where it's actually saving to, so I didn't have to do save as and pick a folder out. You guys always want to make sure you keep this as organized as possible from your raw footage. Like, you don't want your raw footage and your rendered footage and your finished footage and your smushed footage to all be the same footage, because that's not going to do you any good. That's going to do you very bad. So we're all saved up here. I pretty much did all the editing that I wanted to for this one. I do want to add, though, I wish I were the moon. I wish I were... I think it's your moon, the moon. Hang on, let me double check and make sure I know what the name of this game was. Hang on. Icy's bad YouTuber like that. Hang on just one second. I wish I were the moon. Okay, so I said it right. So I'm actually just going to copy the name so that way I make sure I put it in there right. Because we're actually going to, since there is no title sequence for this game, I still want to add the title at the beginning, specifically when I say it. So if you go to your titles here, now this is how I add pretty much any text currently, just because it's super easy to do. There's other ways to add text, and there's other ways to add like text effects and stuff like that, which again, I'm not the best at editing. I just wanted to show you guys what editing kind of looks like, and there's more tricks and better stuff that you can do. But hey, this is what I do to begin with. I'll get better as we go, and I've gotten better as we went, but I wanted to show you guys some stuff here. So we're gonna go ahead and take this text here. If you drag it to a new track, it'll add it obviously to the top track, and when you see here, it actually adds in the text, right? So I wish I were the moon. That's the name of the game. You can obviously select what kind of font you want. Stencil, that's no good. That one's bizarre. Wish I were the moon. I'm trying to look for something a little softer, you know. Not so pronounced. Papyrus, that's what I use for the Plague's Tale. Impact, that's kind of strong. Ooh, I wish I were the moon. That looks good. And then you can edit it same as you can and anything else by centering it and all that. But obviously we don't want it there because you can't really see that there. I kind of want it over here. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to change this position with the sliders, the same as I did before. And we're going to move that up here. And we can make it a little bit larger. Obviously, it's going to cross over the game some, but that's okay. And it's still a little hard to see there, so what we're going to try is actually doing a drop shadow. And a drop shadow is obviously the fade that goes behind it. Still not standing out too much more. But that's pretty legible. I think, honestly, that looks okay the way it is. I don't need to do too much more editing. You can also stroke it, which is adding like the outline and stuff to it, but it doesn't look good on the smaller fonts. Can I make that bold? If I can make this, I can make this bold. Okay, so that's perfect. That looks good. That looks good in my opinion. So we're gonna move it over just a little bit more, a wee bit more. There we go. That looks good. So now we have the title actually on screen, and obviously this is the length that the title's on screen. We only want it on there for a couple seconds. So let's see here. And welcome to I Wish I Were the Moon. We'll make that a little bit smaller. So now here and welcome to I Wish I Were the Moon. This is another game I made. Perfect. I'll have it timed out so it's on screen as I'm reading it. I wish I were. Make that a little bit smaller. Nope, not that much smaller. Welcome to. There we go. So now let's take a look. Welcome to I Wish I Were the Moon. This is another game off of Kongregate for you guys. There we go. And that's pretty much it for me. I like to do a fade out at the end, which is the same way as we did the fade out in the beginning. Obviously, I like to turn the volume of the game down. That way we have a nice soft ending, the volume of me, and then obviously the fade out for me. So, guys enjoyed. I'm going to get out of here. So thanks for chilling with Icy. So there's that. We'll flatten that out just a bit. Get out of here. So thanks for chilling with Icy. So there we go, and that's it. That's how you edit a video. Then you're going to go down to this little spaceship here. Make sure you save again. You're going to go to the spaceship down here. You're going to, I like to use the H.26 Hujimot's master. I'll browse and put it in a specific location, which is going to be my rendered folder. So all the videos that I have rendered are going to be in there. I wish I were the moon. And then for the important part is, I use format, I use MP4 format. It's a really easy format, and that's the format that I'm pretty sure is used for YouTube. Not solely, but that's the biggest one that they use for YouTube, so that's what I use. You're going to add it to the render queue. Now it's over here, and then you hit render, and it'll render that down. And whenever you render something down, it's going to be in a very large file size. So what I like to do, it's another free program. It's called Handbrake. I'll pull it up now so that way you guys can see it. It's not rendered yet, and it hasn't started rendering yet, but I wanted to show you guys one more thing before we moved on to the rendering stage. It's called Handbrake. Basically, it'll make the file smaller, and if you guys want to know how to do that, I'll show it to you in another video, because obviously I want to let this one render down and what have you. But this one's very, very simple to use. You basically select what file you want, and what have you. You select what file you want, and it'll make it smaller. So I'll show you the difference in sizes and videos in a second. So let's save this real quick. I want to show you guys one of my more complex videos, the Apex montage. I know a lot of people like that one when they saw it. If you haven't watched it, go watch it yourself. Here's one of the more, like I said, strenuous ones. So that's me creating a thumbnail. Oh, that's my thumbnails. Hang on. Which is a whole nother thing. I'll show you guys how I do a thumbnail in just a second. Project Manager. Let me go back in here. Apex montage. Where's my Apex montage? There's my Apex montage, the one with King of the Hill in it. So if you guys look here, not only is there a lot more cuts, like you can already see a lot more cuts in the videos, but I had to do cuts in the videos, transitions to other videos. These blank areas are where it just kind of blacks out like that. Fade-ins, extra text. I had to do audio down here. If you see the part where my buddy misses a lot, let's see here. See if I can get a good spot. There we go. If you see where my buddy misses a lot, this is where I did the Rocky. So I had the Mick part where he's yelling, "I didn't hear no bell." We have the music here. We have the image. So a lot goes into doing stuff like this. And then for this part here, where he's literally just missing.
King, hit your shots! Please hurry and hit your shots!
You can see in just this one part, I had to edit in each one of those nope noises, and then the nope noise is there, and then the end where it's Mushu going, "You missed, he's 3 feet in front of you." So you can see that there's a lot of work that ends up going into a video like this. That's what takes me personally so much time. And then of course this alone took me a good maybe 20 minutes to do, because I had to line up the shots to the sound of the nope and what have you.
It didn't show animation of her taking the
King,
gun.
So again, that's a lot more steps than in the last video where I only had to edit a couple of things. So that just gives you guys an idea of, the kind of the work that I put in for videos like that versus this video. Not saying that it's not that much more work and that I don't enjoy doing those videos, but sometimes it is just a little bit easier for me to do a short video and just kind of enjoy doing that little short video, whereas doing the longer ones again are at times much longer. So I don't want to save anything in my IC montage because obviously I didn't really change it, so I'm just gonna put don't save. We're gonna go back into I want to be your moon, or I wish I were the moon. And for a thumbnail for this one, we're gonna keep it super simple. I'm gonna scroll over here real quick, and again, we haven't rendered down this video yet. I am legit just going to, let's see here, because you can do this in like Photoshop, but I like to do it in Audacity because it's a little bit quicker than opening up another program. So I'm going to zoom in on just this here. Aha. Okay, so there's that. We're going to make the words a little bit bigger because I feel like that actually worked pretty well. And I wish I were the moon. That's good. And since she's got a sad face, Icy's going to have a sad face. So, no, I kind of like that. It's very simple. That's going to be the thumbnail. So you guys will see that thumbnail. And then I'll do another thumbnail for this one that I'm actually editing. So we're going to grab still. So that grabs the still it grabs this frame that I'm looking at right here. And then I'm going to export this frame. I wish I was the moon. JPEG. Gonna export that. So now I have the thumbnail of that. Let's go back here real quick. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, because any edits I made there, I have to make sure I undo them before I render it, because otherwise it's going to be. You could have sectioned off that part and put it aside, so that way you could still have your thumbnail if you really wanted it. But I don't think I'll ever use that thumbnail again. I'm not worried about it. I already have it saved, so it's fine. So here we are. Now let's go to the rendering. Oh, we actually already have the rendering. We already had the render set up, so it would have rendered the previous form either way. But rendering, make sure it's doing the entire timeline, as long as you make sure you don't have any extras. If I were to move that section of video over and then make the thumbnail, I could have just done an in-out range. So I'd be like, don't include this part. Just do the beginning and the end or what have you. So I could have done that as well. So you can actually edit it. And if you like hold the slider, see now it's changing the in and out range. So if you were to do that, and if I were to render right now, it would only render half of that video. Which in some cases that's what you want to do. Like if you have like dead air on the front or the back. But considering I know I don't have any dead air and I'm happy with how the video goes, I'm just going to go ahead and hit start rendering. So it's going to render. It's a real short video. It's only going to take about 5 or 6 minutes to render. To give you reference point for my Plague's Tale, which is much more strenuous games on the CPU and all that, and much larger files, it takes me about an hour to 2 hours to render down one of those videos and handbrake it and everything, if not longer, depending on how long the video is. I think at my longest it was like an hour, and I think it was like an hour and a half for like a 50-minute video, and I did a lot of editing to it, because as you edit it, it makes the file larger and larger, and that's why I handbrake it, which makes it smaller and easier to put on YouTube. Whoa there, other Icy. Let me stop you right there. Real quick, there was one thing I forgot to mention. Let's go to our files real quick, because I wanted to show you guys the difference in file size. So obviously this was a very small game, so after recording it, it was only 358 megabytes, right? For this really tiny game, and that includes my audio and all of that. So that's just raw footage when I recorded it. Now then, let's take a look at, just 1 second here, where was my last Plague's Tale? My last Plague's Tale, because it being a much larger game, let's see here. Let's see, where is it? My last Plague's Tale that I recorded was 13 gigabytes. So that long one that I did of the much more strenuous game was 13 gigabytes. And that was before I started editing. Now then, when I started editing, and after I rendered it down, so let's go to my rendered folder here. After I rendered that video, it was 18.3 gigabytes. Huge. That's a huge file. And don't get me wrong, I'm not exactly doing the best the best file Hujimwa that's possible, but I'm doing what I can. So anyways, that's really, really large. And the other video that I rendered down, which was the one you guys actually saw me editing, it ended up coming down to 282 megabytes, which again really it's for a smaller game. But I'm talking about like that's a high quality, high graphic game, and it got to be 18.3 gigabytes after I edited it down. But so we're at 18 right now. But if I were to go to my flattened and ready folder, which my flattened and ready folder contains after you handbrake it, it's only 2.61 gigabytes. So that obviously you can see it when you handbrake it, which is what I'm doing right now to the video after I rendered it, and before this video ends, obviously, because it's a kind of out of tune. I handbroke it, and it ended up only being 2.61 gigabytes, which is obviously a lot smaller than the 18 that it previously was. So I figured that was an important aspect. I wanted to point out to you guys the file sizes will be rather large if you don't do that, so be sure to do that. But anyway, back to editing Icy. So I'm not going to make you guys sit through the rendering stage or anything like that. That's pretty much the swell of editing and then rendering of video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that kind of experience. I know this is something new for you, something new for me. Just wanted, because I know a lot of people have asked me, what editing program do I use? How do I edit? And I know a lot of people it kind of stops them from doing the process because they're a little worried about not knowing how to do it, or anxious on just doing it in general and being comfortable doing it. So here's the Icy Mike experience. This is how Icy edits a video. It's again not Not the best, not the greatest, but I put in some, I do put in the work to try to make good videos for you guys, and obviously this one, it's a double feature, because you guys saw, obviously, that one. And this video, the video that I'm rendering will be up, and then the next day, you guys will actually see this video. So you might be like, oh, that's such a short video, I wonder why he did such a short video. It's because I had this one preceding it. So that way, hopefully, you guys enjoy that. And I think I'll put on there that, hey, there's a special surprise at the end of this video. So be sure to watch to the end. But also, I'm going to have to edit this video because there was a couple parts where I misclicked things and there was some dead air and all of that. So I'll be editing all that for you guys as well, which is, again, same process, but for this video instead. I might even do like a zoom in on my face or something to be silly. But other than that, that's it. That's the whole shebang. So I'm gonna get out of here while this is rendering because it's still got another few minutes. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. So thanks for chilling and editing with Heisey.